Hey guys, it's Daniela from Sister Mediums. It is April 1st, 2020, and hope you guys are all doing well. With the COVID-19 and this pandemic, it's been very difficult for a lot of people. We get that. We're trying to keep things as, I guess, normal as can be, given what's happening in our world. So we're still bringing you these card readings. I'm not going to lie, I had a really hard time with this today. I think because I wanted to give you guys messages that had to, related to your life and what's happening right now in your life. But it just feels like everything is being overpowered by this pandemic. And because of that, it just kind of made it difficult to really pull what I felt you needed to hear. And you know what? I just go with the flow. So there's quite a few cards. The first four come from the Ask Your Guides deck because I really felt like we needed that push from our guides and our angels to kind of keep us in check with what's happening. So I'm just going to get to it. Those are the first four. What else do I have? I have the Archangel Power Tarot cards. I also have a prayer from Archangel Michael that will come through as well. So I want you guys to remember something too, is that when and take a look. Can anybody see what nails are missing? It is what it is. Yeah, this hair's got to get colored at some point, but for now, this is just life for everybody, right? Okay, so talk to your guides. I want everyone to know that not every card is going to relate to you. It's just the way the cards work. You have free will as well to take this with a grain of salt and do something with it, or actually turn it around and say, you know what? They actually resonate with me, and I'm going to go with that flow for what's to come for April. Some of you are going to turn around and say, not doing any of it. Okay? Take what's meant for you. You'll know if it's not meant for you. Just push it aside. What resonates with you is for you. Okay? Understand that. The very first card that comes up is from the Divine Feminine, and the Divine Feminine is saying pleasure. Let's not forget about having fun during these difficult times. Even though our guides come in to help navigate us through difficult challenges, they're not always going to give you that, inner stuff that you need to work on, although I know it's coming. You'll see it in the rest of the cards. But sometimes it's to not forget to have fun in the midst of stress, chaos, panic in your life. The Divine Goddess comes in to help us remember, not just, and this is not just for women, for those of you men who are watching this and, maybe think, oh, that's just a card for women. No, it's a card for men as well. It's about honoring those parts of you, those feminine parts of you that desire to have, crave to have friendships and crave to have love in your life. So I guess, the first thing I'd want to say is, how are you connecting to keep that friendship connection together? Zoom, Skype, FaceTime, texts. Are you still sending funny memes to your girlfriends or your guy friends? Are you videotaping yourself singing a really silly song or doing something funny? How are you keeping that friendship going? It's not always about making it serious. Hey, did you see this on the news? Hey, did you catch this? Let's try to keep it a little more lighthearted so that we're not creating such panic and anxiety within people. It really reminds you, don't forget your feminine. So creating love. How are you creating love in your life? Is that an intimate thing? You're stuck in your house with your partner. Maybe some of you haven't been intimate in a while. It's time to just get to that point of craving love and touch and feeling one another in a way that works for you in a loving way. Okay, so try to think of things in that regard. I also want you to not forget the feminine side of you in terms of creation. What do you create? Are you a creative person because you can write? Are you creative because you can paint? This is guy and girl too. I know so many people who are renovating their houses in some way or another, taking on projects and saying, oh, I've never had so much time on my hands. Even though you're still working from home, many of you are, I never had so much time on my hands to actually realize I can repaint that one room that's been, needing paint for a long time. I can fix that little leak that I've had because I've had the parts sitting here forever, but never find the time to do it. Mother Nature has created things for us in a way that, again, most people will go to the negative, but in this situation, she's created time for us to do some of the things that we normally push to the wayside. So don't forget to do this. Add paint, add color to your life. That's what this card's all about, and creating pleasure. Second card, of course, right away comes in more serious, and this is the card of family. Take a look at the dove. We always know that the dove is peacefulness and unity, and in some cases here, it's extending the olive branch. Are you sitting in a relationship with people in your home or outside of your home that needs some repair, or needs someone to kind of back down and say, listen, times have been pretty tough. I need to extend the olive branch. I need to reach out and just see how that person's doing. It's also a time to come together. There's a lot of people out there who are suffering with passing of, a loved one, a friend, family members. There's so many people who are unable to attend funerals of their loved ones. So this is a time that, I really want you to come together in family. Look closely at that card, how it shows you. It shows you the home, and I'm trying to bring it right to the thing. If you see the home out of the chimney, you can see that fire burning, and that's all about warmth. Spending time together. Appreciate those you love. Take the time to appreciate them. And what does that mean? Sometimes for your kids, it's just spending time with them. You haven't had time to do that. We all are go, go, go all the time. And sometimes it's okay, later. How about just stopping everything you're doing and taking that time to spend with them? I want you to also think of two different ways, okay? So there's the fun part of spending with family. So are you, pulling out the Monopoly game, working on some puzzles together, maybe painting something, pull out those canvases or pieces of paper, finger paint, who knows what it is, but make it fun. Turn on the music, TikTok with your kids, even though it's the funniest thing ever. Do something that you wouldn't normally do. On the other end, it's nurturing family and those who are really in need. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of tears I feel in this card. There's a lot of people who need support, and there's a lot of people who need encouragement. So how are you doing that? Is it, through talking to them, sending them an inspirational post? We don't always have to be in the same room to be able to give someone that little bit of what they need to feel better. So let's concentrate on this too. This is what's happening for April. Interesting that we lean on each other as family, but this next card makes so much sense because right now, especially in this world, we're really leaning on each other in community. So makes complete sense this card came out. But who's bringing it to you? Your spiritual ancestors. Trust that spirit is guiding you into the right community, into the right tribe, into the right people that you are meant to be with. So who are you following online? Who have you all of a sudden felt drawn to? I'm sure many of you are on Facebook, Instagram, every other social platform that's out there, and you're finding yourself drawn to different people. This is good because your spiritual community, your spiritual ancestors, your guides up in heaven are guiding you to the right people to help you during this process. I see blue, and this is a card of a lot of healing. So I also ask those of you who may be feeling sad, really missing community, or feeling the sense of missing family and friendship around you, find the community by noticing the signs. Are you seeing that you're always seeing the same type of post from the same person? Look at that as a sign. Are you seeing signs from your loved ones? Are you seeing feathers? Are you seeing dimes? Are you seeing ladybugs? Like, what is it for you? The same picture keeps popping up and you're like, why do I keep seeing that? I'll give you an example. Just yesterday, I actually have always made a comment that I never see cardinals. I know I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people see them. I've made that comment so many times. I never see cardinals because I don't have a lot of trees in my backyard, and I just find that's where they reside. They need trees. So I planted some stuff, and I've had a few little birds along the way, but no word of a lie. I sent pictures to my sisters and some friends yesterday because I could hear the singing of the cardinal. And if anyone knows what a cardinal sounds like, it's unmistakable. You know exactly that sound. So I listened to it and I went, oh, I have to go check the backyard. Now there was no cardinal in my backyard, but I took that time to just peek through the trees that were in the backyard that I could see from my neighboring residences, right? And sure enough, there was a cardinal. And I thought to myself, you worked really hard for me to hear that, because that wasn't the first time I'd heard it. So listen to those signs. They're there to tell you that somebody's looking out for you. Someone has your back and wants you to do well during this really trying time that we have right now. Your soul craves that. Your soul connects it. What haven't I talked about with this? Groups and meetings, creating the right type of people. I've said it all. This is what you need to really concentrate on. And if those of you are really struggling, reach out to different people. Follow who uplifts you, because if we're in that state of fear, all we're doing is creating more panic for ourselves. The great card that comes from these is, it's showing me there is a celebration coming. Now, I sat there and I talked to Spirit, and I was like, you sure about that? Because I wasn't feeling that there was a celebration coming yet in terms of this whole COVID-19. But I thought to myself, let me think of the greater message in this celebration. And I thought, think of a party, think of a wedding, all these people who have had to push all of their functions back due to the coronavirus. It doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. It's just going to be pushed back. And think of how long it takes to plan for something. This is no different than this. This is no different than this celebration saying, be patient. It's coming. There is a celebration coming. You will have an engagement. You will get married. You will have those confirmation parties, but you need to be patient in the meantime. It's reminding you that, if you look at these flowers, they don't bloom overnight. They take time. So at this point in time, it's to really remember there's a lot of steps to get there, but be patient with doing it. We will step into a period of rejoicing. I took a look at the time. I know the first thing many of you will say, well, when? This is showing me May will be where there'll be a bit of a change, but I don't see anything changing. I've asked the guides, and there's so many negatives to COVID-19, but there are so many positives in terms of healing Mother Earth and healing ourselves and really, navigating our issues and problems we have into a different way, because people can't just run. People can't just go outside or, go somewhere else when they've got a problem. They're kind of stuck because you need to stay home. And, this is mandated. You can't go anywhere. I mean, unless you're grabbing your groceries or you're, have an emergency and you're going to the hospital, that's one thing. But we need to stay home. And so people are kind of feeling trapped and not sure what to do. But the positives are that we're healing, because we need to go internally to heal one another. But this is going to take time as a collective. There are still people who are not listening to what we need to do, which is staying the fuck home. There's no other way to say it. Anybody who knows me knows I swear so a lot. Stay home. Like, seriously, we've gotten to this point where it's not even looking like it's going to stop anytime soon, because people are not listening to those rules. And if we abided by them a lot quicker, things would happen quicker. And I'm not seeing it. So I'm saying at least end of May before something changes, maybe in terms of numbers. But I'm going to just tell you, I keep hearing August and September. We're not coming out of this until then. And even then, it's not everything back to normal. It's going to be slow. It's going to be slowly. I'm putting it out there because that's what I hear. I hope I'm wrong. But I always take a look and I hear what they say. I've asked 3 times. So I keep getting the same thing. And the 9 keeps coming up. And 9 to me means completion. 9 also could be the month of, we're looking August, September. But that's my confirmation, just so you guys know. What do I want to say? The natural outcome of being diligent and listening to what we need to do is that your plans come to fruition and things come into place. So do what you need to do, okay? Last card I want to pull before I pull the prayer is the 8 of Michael. The 8 of Michael is a very interesting card, because this is about people needing to break free. And I mean, it makes complete sense. You're confined to your homes. Maybe not everybody, but majority of us are, yes, confined to our homes. And there's that feeling of creating balance, but there's also that feeling here of creating chaos. So stop worrying. I know easier said than done, but we are self-sabotaging by getting in that mode of, I don't really feel like working today. I don't feel like working out today. I don't feel like eating healthy today. And I kind of feel like that's a 50-50 because I've kind of heard both ends. And I'm guilty of both. I've had days where I've been extremely motivated to want to do things and other days where I'm like, I don't even want to get out of pajamas. But I'll be honest with you, it's been more of I got to try to make a change. And even if it's tackling one thing at a time, like cleaning out a kitchen drawer, it's checking something off the list. It's making you feel productive in some way. So commit to changing your circumstances. This also could be about relationships and family and people who are going through things at home. Archangel Michael is your protector. He's there to protect you, but he's also telling me that you can break free. Maybe not in this moment, but start creating the plan because it can happen and it will happen. You want more balance? Take a look at these flowers. You know, you're not confined by that gate. You can open up that gate and you can create balance. And these lights always remind me of ideas, having positive thinking, looking forward to how can I do this so I feel lighter, I feel better about myself. For some people, it's exercise, right? Get on your exercise program. Meditate every day. Again, what does it always come back to? Community. These are all connected. Community, family, pleasure. This is how we get to this point of breaking free. Have a commitment to have a better day when you wake up. Journaling, listening to music, painting, puzzle. I mean, I've named so many things, but what's the ultimate thing in all this? Love. We need to love ourselves. We need to love those around you. And, you know, really what's happening is you think of Mother Earth specifically. She's healing, right? I mean, we all know this. We talked about this before. She's healing. There's not as much pollution in the waterways, in the air, driving, you know, even animals are confused. Because they're like, you know, they're not hearing that hustle and bustle they hear every day. And I've heard that a lot of them are just kind of coming out in the middle of the day too. There's confusion, but it also allows for healing to take place because people are kind of back to their natural habitat, which also can be very confusing. That's a whole nother ball game. But there's a massive reset that's happened. Let's remember to try to stay out of fear. Fear equals low vibration, and we don't want low vibration happening because that collectively brings us all down. We need to keep positive, keep our thoughts positive, you know, keeping your eye on the prize, that the faster and, you know, sooner we all collectively together do what we need to do, this will come to an end a lot faster. So for the month of April, riding it out, guys, this is really what happens. Don't react. Turn the TV off. I keep saying it. There's so many people who are just fixated and reposting. Did you see this new, like, if you need to watch it every day because you feel you need the updates, great. But a lot of times watching these things live and reading every report is just going to create even more panic and chaos, especially for those of you who suffer from anxiety. That would be my advice specifically. Trust the process. Slow down and actually look at this as a blessing. Remind yourself to slow down. You'll enjoy it more. Let things naturally unfold. This is where we sit. And what I'm going to do is leave you with this prayer from Archangel Michael. New beginnings and a fresh start. I got to put my glasses on for this one. Thank you for bringing new opportunities and offering support and for helping me release and heal my past. Fill me with trust as I experience these life changes. You know, it's all about one door closes, another opens. Keeping positive, keep going, better conditions will come your way. Businesses, everything will pick up. You know, we're all feeling it. We're all in the same boat. But healing will happen. Relationships get repaired. We're going to bloom. And for those of you too who are still, you know, buying and selling houses, the fresh start can happen. Maybe not as easily as other times, but it doesn't mean that everything has to stop the way you know it. You just need to come up with a different plan. I want you to take a look at that card. It's actually amazing because if you take a look, obviously we have Archangel Michael who's helping, but look at what they're healing. It's healing the earth, healing the collective. So I'm going to leave you with that. Give gratitude where you can, especially to healthcare workers, all the frontline workers who are still working. There's so many of you who you know, need to feel appreciated and know that you're appreciated. So go out there, do that. In any industry, make sure that you are giving gratitude to those who are risking their lives to do what they need to do for the greater good of everyone. Okay, so I hope you guys stay safe. Happy April. Be positive. Stay tuned to our Instagram and Facebook as we have some massive healing coming up real soon. Want you all to be a part of it. Okay, take care, guys. Blessings on blessings always. Stay safe.